Our next fighter making his way to the cage, Myke "The Who" Woods.
Welcome to the University of Mixed Martial Arts, coming to you this Sunday night from Club Nokia at LA Live. I'm Rich Slayton, joined by Larry Landless calling this 165-pound catchweight bout between Myke Woods and Craig Plaskett. Myke Woods on his way to the cage now with no wins and 3 losses, but that record does not speak to the skill level of the young fighter.
No, this guy was telling me he has a shoulder crown background. He's been training for 17 years. He's fought many taekwondo, many hapkido, and many karate tournaments and been very successful with those. Mixed martial arts is another bird. With the takedown, with the clinching and what have you, it does change the game. Put it in the cage, it does change the game. So you can't sign this guy off because, as you've seen with people used to always say, oh, karate wouldn't work in MMA, but then you have a guy like Lyoto Machida come in and just prove everybody wrong.
Well, on top of that, you have a guy like Michael Woods' former opponent, Shohei Yamamoto, the Kyokushin champion, who's shown very well here at the U of MMA. The big problem for Michael Woods, as you mentioned briefly a moment, was that those grappling weaknesses. And he's been making a big change. He actually spent 5 months straight doing just jiu-jitsu at Python BJJ out near Indio, California, with Ernest Estrada. That's a Carlson Gracie school, excuse me. Really trying to make sure that the one part of his game that has lacked is getting shored up.
And training at True MMA also, Myke "The Woo" is, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No.
Go ahead. We're cutting off? Okay.
Just finish your thought, and then we'll throw it to him when we
Gotcha. Okay.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, Craig "Grasshopper" Plaskett Jr.
And his opponent in the red corner, Greg "Grasshopper" Plaskett Jr. Our second fighter tonight from Team Hayastan in North Hollywood. And Craig in particular trains with the famous kickboxing world champion, Benny the Jet Urquidez.
Yes, and he also trains with Gokar. So he's got a stand-up background, and he's also got the ground background. He likes to win any which way possible. His and one thing he did want to tell me, and he was pretty adamant about that, is to let everybody know that he is Cuban. He's a Cubano. So I was like, okay, we'll put that out there for you, man.
In case you were curious.
In case there was some curiosity, I guess there wasn't enough representation in the Cuban community for fighters. So I guess he wants to be one of the first guys with the Posto Lombard to represent. Well, so there he is.
One thing you might expect from a Cuban fighter is great hands, and Craig Plaskett does have really good hands, very fantastic head movement. But the big question here is how much of that Benny the Jet influence has made its way into Craig's game? Will we see the jet kick, that flying, spinning back kick that Benny the Jet was so famous for?
Yeah, in MMA, it's a tougher order, but people willing to do it, and with the right amount of training, and depends on who your opponent is, anything's possible.
Well, that Dennis Seaver spinning back kick.
Yes, yes. Oh, don't forget there was the one famous one. It was one of George St. Pierre's guys did the back kick to the body and folded him.
That will drop you.
Against McCarthy, yeah.
To get this fight started, let's go to Salvador Arellano.
Our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Raquel, the Queen of Bale. Scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds at the catch weight of 165 pounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Shotokan fighter. He steps into the cage with a record of no wins and 3 losses. He stands at 6 feet tall and weighed in at 158 pounds, representing Desert Karate and Python Jiu-Jitsu from Indio, California, Myke "The Woo" Woods. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, making his debut. He stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighing officially at 165 pounds. Fighting with the Hayastan MMA Academy from Ridgecrest, California, Craig the Grasshopper Plaskett Jr. Man in charge of the action, Michael Bell.
Get ready for 3 2-minute rounds at 165 pounds. Will it be the karate of Michael Woods or the versatile kickboxing and judo training of Craig Plaskett? It starts here.
We got a nice show of sportsmanship, touching gloves, and there they go. They're getting ready to start. They're signing each other up.
A nice stiff jab from Woods.
Oh, look at that go. Yeah, he wanted a jumping kick, and he almost had one.
Well, that's the problem of trying to time someone coming in with a big technique like that.
Yeah.
And Michael Woods in a place where he's been many times before, a tough place to be.
Yeah, he's happy.
Craig Plaskett gets the early submission victory. Round 1, rear naked choke by Craig Plaskett Jr. Strike 1 down
I'd like
for
to remind
Cubano.
everybody to sign up for the Armbar Nation raffle over at the Ronda Rousey table for a chance to win a limited edition
He wanted to
Ronda Rousey
represent his
autograph
country. He did
poster.
so very
4
well tonight.
horsewomen photo autographed by Ronda Rousey,
You know, really
Marina Shafir,
unfortunate that
Shayna
Michael
Baszler,
made
and
that
Jessamine
choice.
Duke,
The
along with other Armbar Nation
flying
prizes.
jumping
Winners
kick
will be announced
early
throughout
on in
the
the
night.
fight. Kind of a
Once again, don't forget to sign up for the
non-focused decision
Armbar
to make.
Nation raffle over at
Yeah,
the
we
Ronda
got,
Rousey table.
Not one I would throw.
You know, especially a guy who's had so much challenging times with the ground game, throwing such a big technique there. Not the most well-advised decision. But give it up to Craig Plaskett for capitalizing.
Yep. Both guys, man. Anytime they bring it into this cage and put it out there, I'm always rooting for them. I have nothing but respect for a fighter.
And a good show of respect between Michael Woods and Craig Plaskett here. You know, one thing we haven't had a chance to see yet is the actual striking of Michael Woods. The guy can strike. He's got such a strong karate background. But we never get a chance to see it. And you have to wonder, when is Michael Woods going to really put it all together and give us a chance to showcase that striking ability?
To be honest with you, you can't keep putting him against a grappler, because a grappler will grapple. You need to find a person similar, like there's Michael Jackson, who comes in and throws a lot of kicks. I don't know if they're the same weight class, but that would probably be a good fight. You got to pair him up with somebody that'll kind of fight similar to his style.
2 wins tonight for Team Hayastan. Earlier, Sergio Perez winning in his debut, and the second debut fighter from Gokor's gym, Craig Plaskett, now undefeated at 1 win and no losses.
Yep, that's a good record.
For our official decision, let's go into the cage with Salvador
All right, ladies and
Arellano.
gentlemen, the punishment ends 27 seconds into the first round. Your winner by way of tap out due to rear naked choke out of the red corner, Craig Grasshopper Plaskett Jr.
Craig, before that fight, you seemed cool as ice. Considering this was your debut fight, how could you be so calm?
Training with Sensei Gokor Hayastan MMA Academy. Oh, that's how it is.
All right, you just won your first ever fight, your first ever mixed martial arts performance. What's next for you, Craig?
Another one.
After that?
Another one.
And after that?
Another one.
Awesome. Anybody you want to thank tonight, Craig?
Hayastan MMA Academy, Gokor Chivichin. Everybody.
All right, Craig, great job. Hope to see you again.
Thank you. Hope to
Your winner by submission in round number 1, Craig Plaskett Jr.